the only head football coach in Bartram Trail High School history, stepped down. After 23 years, Darrell Sutherland took off the headset for the final time after last season. He won 182 games, including a 12-1 mark this past season. After those 23 years, Cory Johns steps into the role, coming to St. Johns County from Nature Coast Tech in the Tampa area. Johns led the Sharks to 6 playoff appearances and a trip to the Elite 8 in 2019. I made the trip to Bear Country to chat with the new man in charge.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Like I said, I'm from Putnam County. I went to JU for 2 years, so pretty familiar with the area and really glad to be back home. It's kind of what I feel.
We were talking a little bit off air, just kind of the whirlwind that it's been, and you're finally kind of getting settled in, and really an opportunity to explore, not just the school but the community and just sort of, the area that is up here in St. John's. It's probably a little bit different than when you last saw it before coming back. Just tell me again, just sort of how that's been for you.
Yeah, just getting to know the area and getting out. Like my kids are going to Cunningham Creek Elementary School, getting to know the people in the community. I really think everything's about people. So I've met a lot of people in a lot of different places around here, and I believe that one of the main things that drew me to coming here is I think it's one of the better places to raise your kids and raise your family, have them grow up and be here, and that's been confirmed in the month and a half that I've been around this area. I told my wife a long time that if anything ever opened up here that I thought was the right fit, that this area is kind of where I want to end up and where I want to end everything as far as my career goes, and hopefully that's where I'll be able to do that.
Well, hopefully we're a long way from talking about the end of the journey, but this particular stop, it's very unique in the sense of Bartram Trail is different than a lot of the schools that we have in the area, and one of the differences is that you're replacing a guy who's been the only guy.
Yeah, it's really lucky and fortunate. Really not lucky, it's by design. Coach Sutherland, I think, talking to him, did that for a reason. So the next guy could have a chance to be successful, because he knew that the team coming back has a chance to be really good, and that just really again reiterates how good of a human being he is, and not an ego guy, to be able to do that, to set up the school for success rather than worry about your own personal success, which I think is what's made him as successful as he has been, and hopefully I can continue to be very similar to him in the way that he handles his business.
Sometimes you see coaches that, if they've had a long tenure, when they leave, they're retired, they hang it up, they're just gone. Like, hey, look, here's a whistle, here's my keys, I'm out. But you said that you and Coach Sutherland have really kind of, connected. He's been instrumental in sort of getting you acclimated and really sort of keeping this thing on the tracks. How big of a deal is that, especially for someone coming into an area that you're not necessarily, I guess kind of plugged in to what's going on?
Yeah, I think a lot of people may have been intimidated by maybe taking this job because he's still on campus. I saw it the opposite way. I think of him as a huge tool that I'm able to use, and he's been so great for me. He's been phenomenal. I couldn't ask much more of him. He's really been a huge tool for me in the last month or so, setting things up, getting things organized, and transitioning from him to me. He's been great.
What's also been great is that the players that you have here, you've got a pretty good nucleus. You talked about it, before DS left, he sort of, made sure that there was a good nucleus that you just want to kind of carry, put your stamp on it, of course, but kind of that nucleus, that sort of culture to kind of continue. I mean, you got to be grateful to have, some of the guys you have. Your defense, you got some returning guys on offense. You got, like the Biddle, you got Riley at quarterback. How great is that you're sort of starting from scratch, but you've got some good pieces to sort of help you, get going.
Yeah, I'm overly excited. I think on defense we're going to be very good. Coach Thomas is remaining here on the defense coordinator. Almost the entire staff is staying intact, which I think is a huge deal for us. They've all been great people. I have changed some things as far as things that we do, and nobody's been, why are we doing this? It's all been, let's go get it, let's go do this, let's go win. If we're going to be successful, I think that's why. I think it's the people around it, around the school, around the community, and it's been unbelievable, really.
Action Sports Jax Primetime, Saturday at 10:30 on Fox 30.